Hey y'all, it's your girl Bree Renee, aka K Breezy, and welcome back to another YouTube video. It's been 2 videos since I did a hair video, so I'm like, you know what? Hair videos, everybody loves a good, nice little hair install, wig install video, so they can learn their different techniques and stuff. And I don't want to say my technique is the best, but my technique is kind of up there. So why not give y'all a hair tutorial? Today I have a TikTok has this thing where they love, every girl on there loves a good synthetic wig, right? So why not make this a synthetic wig review? How to install a synthetic wig and make it look bomb. So that's what we finna do, you know what I mean? We finna install the wig. I'm gonna do my makeup so y'all can get like the full shebang of what it would look like and everything. And yeah, so we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna do the hair details first, of course. But we're just gonna, other than that, we're just gonna head and jump right into the install and everything. I do have, not this. I do have my hair pre-braided. I just took a wig off today. Actually, when I bought this one, I took it off because I was like, I'm not doing anything else. Might as well film while I have the time before I do some stuff later. So, I got that. Plus, I'm probably going to be hanging out with my girls. And, you know, the natural thing girls do is they get cute. And they all sit in the house and make cute videos and do stuff together. So, you know, I got to look cute. You know what I mean? Because my friends like to take pictures. So, I got to be picture ready. You know what I mean? So, anyways, hair details. This wig is from my local beauty supply. The style, well, the brand is called Signature Wig. Cute. It's a HD natural lace, and it has a natural hairline 13x3. It's a 100% human natural blend quality lace, so it has a mixture of human hair and synthetic hair in it. So, well, I took it out the pack already just to get a look at it, so it looks good. The style is N.Sabrina, and the color is a 1B and a 27 mix. So it has like some brown highlights in it. And I figured instead of me doing like a classic black, I want to step out the box and try something different. The wig, it did come, you know, with the fishnet, hairnet, all that stuff, the little stuff in between. But it is a, can't remember how long it is, but it's actually pretty long. The only bad thing about this one is that you can't use thermal heat on it, which I figured this would be best for me because I think all my synthetic wigs I could just put heat on. And this one is actually very good. It was $70, but that's just because it's a human hair blend. It is a lace front, and it's HD lace and the length. So they mainly just charge for all that stuff. So she's actually very cute. Here's the color. And it has like a dark root. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut this tag off. The wig is actually pretty long. I don't want to run my fingers through it too much. But just to get some, like, just to show y'all like the texture and like the bounce of the curl. Alright, so it's like a loose wave texture. It's pre-plucked. Y'all can kind of see. It's pre-plucked. I don't like plucking my wigs that much either, so this is perfect because I still can't master the art of plucking. It already has its baby hairs. And it also has, let me show y'all the lace space on the inside. Here's the lace space. It's actually very good lace space for it to be a synthetic wig, so I'm very shocked. It has a closed cap in the back, so the cap don't got like holes in it where you can like put your fingers through the other side of the wig, because I hate that. I'm not a fan of it. And it also has an extra elastic band, as well as the adjustees in the back, and they're Velcro. So I like that too, because even if I want to like loosen the wig up, I don't have to say, yo, like, can somebody come behind me and like loosen this up? So we got the wig. That's the hair details. For the install, I'll be using my classic stuff. If you're not very experienced, I would recommend that you use all Got To Be Glue products to install your wig. But since I've been working with wigs for almost 3-4 years now, I will be using the classics, the Got To Be Glued Blast and Freeze spray, and the ghostbond glue. But I'm not going to do too much of this, because usually my human wigs I do like 3 layers. I'm probably going to do one or two really thin layers, because I don't want to mess the lace up on here. I have my laying scarf. I have my makeup too. I always gotta have the makeup. I like to use concealer. It's a personal thing. We have our wig caps. We will be doing the ball cap method, as well as 2 rat tail combs, freshly washed, but not that, like, no product on them. I have one with a very fine point, and then one with this kind of point. And then I have my detangling brush for the wig that has no product in it either, freshly bought actually. And I have a bristle brush that has the tiniest
Alright,
bit
so
of, like,
I'm going to do a voiceover, but
because that's what I
basically
will
I'm
be
showing
using
you
to
guys
brighten
the
out the top,
cap
since there is
right
no
now, how to install it.
heat
So we're
that
going to
will
go
be
ahead
able
and
to
put
be
the
applied
cap
to the wig.
on, and
I
then
also
once
have
you
to
get
grab
that
my
cap on, you're going
wax
to
and
make
it's
sure
in
you
my
pull it
pocketbook. I'll be
down,
right
like
back.
really, really pull it down, trust me. So once you get it pulled down, make sure you keep your edges all back, because you don't want to damage your edges. And then from there, we're just going to go ahead and, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to cut our ear holes out. So you're going to take a scissors and then get a tiny hole right near your ear. As you can see here, I'm just going to cut a very tiny hole just to open that ear part up. And then I'm going to pull that around my ear and make sure it fits very snug. I'm cutting it a little more, it's too small. And you'll be able to see it a little better on this side. So I'm pulling my edges back, and then I'm going to pull the cap down, cut a tiny hole, a little bit more, and then we're going to open that up and pull it around the ear just like that. And then we're going to make sure it fits nice so it's not irritating our head. And you're going to take your freeze spray and you're just going to spray around your hairline. And make sure you cover enough of your hairline so that your hair can be protected. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So you can see I'm spraying it and then spreading it with my finger to make sure it's all evenly portioned over my head. Then I'm going to let that dry. And then once it dries, we're going to go ahead and take our this is Ghost Bond. I use Boho Active now, but Ghost Bond is okay. It's just a little too white for me and too tacky. So I moved to the Boho Active, which is a little more lightweight and not too thick. So we're going to put little dots around our hairline. Sorry, my bottles are always old, so I always have to shake them like crazy. But you're going to put a little bit around your hairline. And then you're going to spread it out with your comb. First, I go back into my hairline and push all of that back. And this is just for my wig cap. You guys will see how I do it differently when I actually install the wig. So I'm going to do that. That doesn't take long to dry, but in the midst, I'm going to go ahead and detangle the wig and make sure it's all prepped nice. So as you see me here, detangling the wig. Look at the body on that wig. I love that wig. I actually ended up cutting it very recently, which I'll try to add a couple of clips and pictures in at the end of me cutting it. Here, I had to grab some dry shampoo real quick. Dry shampoo, I just spray a little bit of that. It kind of takes like the shininess out of the synthetic wigs. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of that, shake it around, brush it through. And it goes like from less shiny to like a dull-ish kind. So it looks more human. So now this time my glue is done drying. So I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to cut down the middle first. And then my ears. Then the other side of my ear. And then I'm going to turn around. I'm going to turn around and turn around and tie a knot in the back. And basically like just a regular tie. And then tuck those underneath in the back. I'm going to continue to cut up the middle. And when you do this, you want to make sure that it's not fully down your whole forehead. You want it to be just at the hairline and a little bit above it, so that that glue doesn't get in, and with the lace attached, it doesn't really fully rip out your edges, because we don't want thinning edges. Not at all. So I can see I'm just going to cut the perimeter on the other side. And then it's going to lay completely flat. And I always like to touch up my ear, because you want this to look real. And if you pull your hair up to the side and you see them little flaps on the side, you're going to be confused. So now I'm just grabbing my makeup. This is just a pressed powder in my shade. I can't remember the brand of it, but I'll have all the links. Well, I'll put all the names in the bios. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to do links, because I don't know where I would have got these from online if I were to order them offline. But I'll put them all on the bottom. And it's going to press that powder onto my cap to make it blend in with my skin. I'm going to go like mid-ear back on the cap and make sure I press that all in. It doesn't have to be like crazy packed, but just good enough so it kind of looks normal, or like you're bald. So here I am. I'm going to go grab some Sea Breeze and put some on a little cotton swab. And I'm going to rub my hairline. This is going to make sure I dry my skin out from any oil, so that the wig does not end up slipping or detaching from my head, because we don't want that. We don't want a detaching wig. So now we're going to go ahead and take our wig off the stand, and we're going to plop her on our head and fold the lace back. Folding the lace back will be able to leave room so you can play with the front of your bald cap, find which way you want to lay the glue, how far down you want your wig to come. It just gives a little bit of leadway, pretty much. So here we are, putting that on, and then now she'll see I'm going to pull it, see where I like it to sit, see if it blends nice with the skin, so I can see if I have to put makeup on it. But since this is an HD lace, I really don't have to do that. I really just coughed so bad. So just kind of playing with it to see where I want the part and everything before I go ahead and flip everything back. And then in a few minutes, you're going to see me take a couple of pictures. I had to grab my water because my throat was literally so dry this day. It was crazy. But here I am texting. I'm going to take a little couple of pictures, post on the gram so they could guess the color, because I like doing stuff like that. So here I am posting that real quick, taking some pictures. See, I put the black and white filter on so you guys can guess. So here I am just playing with it still, testing it out, seeing what I like, and basically just deciding what part I want to do on my head, make sure it fits snug, and then I'm folding it back. There it is. So yeah, see, my throat was very, very dry that day. I don't know what was going on. It wasn't COVID for sure, but I don't know what's going on. I think I just came over from tonsillitis when I was filming this, so I was a little down bad and still a little raspy in the voice. But now, as you can see, I'm gonna cut 3 sections into the lace, as you can see, 1 in the middle and 1 on each side. So I'm gonna start in the middle, and I'm just going to apply my glue across the middle section. And then I'm going to spread that out with my edge brush. And here you can see me kind of like pulling it to the front, pulling it to the back to make sure that I have enough glue to really hold down in all the places on the front of the lace. So we're going to do that. Make sure it's nice and evenly spread and there's no big white clumps. And then we're going to fan that with our hand to let it dry a little bit, get a little tacky. And here I'm just prepping like my scarf and stuff and grabbing something a little more heavy duty to dry that down. And I'm just going to pull the lace and sit it on top. Not crazy difficult, super easy. It definitely takes a couple of tries to get used to it, but after a while it's not that hard. Here I'm taking my comb and brushing the hair back so none of that gets in the lace, and pressing it with the back end of the comb. And I'm just going to repeat on all sides, so I'll explain it 2 more times for you guys. So here I am applying the glue, I'm very focused. And then we're going to spread it. And I make sure I go a little bit up the triangle near my ear part too. It's definitely not focused here, so you guys can't really see, so I'm just going to try to explain the best I can. So here we are, just applying that. I'm really spreading it out this time because the sides, I always like to pull my hair up, so fanning it. And then we're going to pull it down and stick it. Now, what you should not do is, I know y'all see that white clump in between the two sections. Don't let that happen, because then it's going to show up white when you do it. But I was rushing when I was doing this install. I was rushing because I was getting ready to go out with my friends. So I was really, really rushing. But I'm going to continue to brush it back, make sure none of that hair gets in there. And then make sure I really kind of press it down with that comb. And we're going to repeat. Dot, 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 dot. Shaking my glue because I'm literally running out. I'm going to dot that all across there. And basically just repeat the same thing you guys seen in the last two previous sides. Just going to apply it. Make sure I pull the hair out the way. Smudge it out. And make sure it's a smooth layer, no lumps or bumps or chunks of glue. And then once we do that, we're then going to pick up our fan and we're going to dry it real quick. And we're going to pull it down and make sure it's stuck. And here comes the comb, and we're going to comb it back. Very, very repetitive steps. So now we're going to take our scarf and we're going to wrap that around to make sure we get that to melt really nice. And then we're going to create our part, or get an area for our part going, and get that all settled, play with it, see where we want it to go. So I think I did a middle part with this. I'm pretty sure I did. Yep, I'm doing a middle. And if you don't take your comb from your chin to your face to your hair to get a middle part, then you're not parting your hair the correct way. Because everybody knows, if you're parting your hair, make sure you start from the bottom of your face so you can find the middle and then go up. So now I'm just detangling it now that I parted it. And make sure you get the ends, because with the synthetic wigs, they get knotty towards the ends instead of mid-hair shaft. Here I am taking some more pictures for a thumbnail, which you guys will see before you click on this video. And then we're going to brush that back. Here I'm trying to see if I want a side part. Not sure. I think when I was doing this, I was literally taking pictures to send to my friends to see which one I should do, because they were literally rushing me. So here, yeah, see, that's exactly what I was doing. I was texting. That makes sense now. So now we're just going to brush that through, make sure we see where we like it. I think I'm going to go with the middle part. So now we're just going to let that scarf sit. And here we go. We're going to get ready to take that off. Take a couple more steps because I was sick. So now we're going to cut the lace. So I cut my ears out first. I'm not sure why I cut my ears out first, but it just seems a little easier when I do that. So I'm just going to cut around the shape of the ear to get rid of all that lace, and make sure you get it from behind your ear as well. And pull that hair out. Brush it through, make sure you got all that hair out, all that extra hair that you just ripped out, because you don't want that. And then we're just going to repeat on the same side. I'm just going to cut around my ear again to make sure that that's empty space. And cut, 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 cut. Pull it out. And then we're going to end up cutting the lace. I'm just making sure that fits pretty well, because I always undercut them and they're still super long. and they irritate my ears sometimes, so I really have to make sure I actually get in there and really cut it out. So here I am, making sure that looks all nice and that I like it. And combing it through. Just look at the body of these curls. Okay, we're going to stop talking about the curls. So now we're going to cut the lace. I'm going to cut a little more further back in those cuts I already made. And I'm going to cut each section in half. So as you can see, I'm cutting each section in half, a little closer to the root of the hair, just so I could have like a clean cut when I do cut across the perimeter. So there's another section, and I can never stay off my phone, so ignore that. And then we're going to cut another section. So here we are. We're going to cut a small section of that one. Take that off. Bow. See? Look at that. Flawless. My friends stay blowing my phone up. So here I am. Going to cut a little more. Make sure I get really close to the skin. I usually use an eyebrow razor, but the eyebrow razor I always cut a little too close with the eyebrow razor, and I end up having like scratches and marks across my forehead. And if you're a girl that does your makeup daily, it doesn't really sit too well on your skin if you really cut yourself and then put like your foundation and concealer over it. It just looks lumpy and cakey over top of them, so I've learned to not do that and use scissors. These scissors here are terrible scissors. If you're going to do this, I advise you to get some actual like hair cutting scissors, like shears, just because they do work a lot better. I just purchased some today, so definitely going to start using those. So now I'm going to pluck just to get a little bit of hair. I had to go twist my tweezers because I have this certain pair of black tweezers that I really love, and they always do the job, and they pluck so fast. So I'm just doing minimal plucking just because I didn't want this hair to still stay a little thick at the top. So I'm just going to pluck a tiny bit. And as you can see right there, I don't know if you guys peep, but that area that looks super pale in the lace, that's where that glue didn't dry up. So that's what you don't want. So once you pluck, you're going to make sure you pull all those unwanted hairs out. And then I did the other side off camera just because I didn't really feel like doing it. So here I am remaking my middle part, bringing it down from the face to the hair, separating that, making sure it's nice. And I'm going to actually go into the part, and I'm going to pluck it out a little bit to kind of make it a tad bit wider. Just double checking my part because it must be picture perfect. Boop, boop, boop. Straighten that up, get it real straight. I had to use a rat tail just to make sure I got that really down, packed, and straight. Because if it's not straight, then what are you doing? So here is the wax stick. This is the Mango Ebin wax stick. And I'm just going to apply a little bit to the top. And since this wig couldn't take heat, I'm just going to use a regular hard bristle brush and just kind of brush that through the top to flatten that out. Detangling the hair once again. With synthetic wigs, it comes with a lot of detangling constantly, just to make sure that there's no tangles and everything looks real. And the curls stay bouncy. I'm flipping the hair the way I want it to be. And this wig literally gives Beyonce. Like, if Beyonce were to have, like, a wig that would represent her, this would be the wig. It really would. Now, just look at how full the hair is and how fluffy it is when I kind of, like, flip it up and play with it and stuff. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So now we're going to pull out our edges. Now, in a moment, you're going to see me not define the rules of this wig. The wig says no heat. And what am I going to do? I'm going to curl my edges up. That's one thing about me is every time I do my edges, I'm going to take my edges and I'm going to curl them up with a flat iron. So they can lay super flat and have curl to them and stay as long as I'm going to have this wig on and my natural hair in the edge position. So I'm just parting out a thin line around the hairline. As you can see in like a little bit at the end of this video, I did not go ahead and do the middle baby hair just because I'm not a really big fan of them on wigs in middle parts. I kind of say that for my side part wigs. But I'm going to pluck some of the hair out of the baby hairs and just pull that out. And make sure you brush back the hair that you don't want for your baby hairs, because then you're going to overpluck your hairline. So I'm just going to go in, do some more plucking to make sure it's the way I want it to be. Pluck, 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 pluck. I wish I knew. No, I do know the name of these tweezers. They're the $1 billion brow tweezers out of the $1 billion brow kit that I got through a Ipsy box like maybe 4 months ago, a year ago. It was probably definitely a year ago because it's been a while since I got another Ipsy box. I would say like a year ago. But they're very good tweezers, and their brow gel and cream powder, all that stuff is beautiful, and it always makes my brows look great. So I'm just going to twist that off to the side and do the same thing to the other side. I'm looking for another clip because I always run out of clips. Clips just disappear in my house. Like in the last hair video I did, bobby pins always disappear in my house. Well, now it's clips. I can never find clips, but I always have plenty of bobby pins ready to go. So I'm just going to part that out. It keeps getting stuck on my lashes. Pluck that out. And then I'm going to pluck in the front just to get rid of some more of that hair. And then what you will see is that since I did pluck for middle baby hairs, when I flip that hair back into the back of the rest of the hair, it's gonna look very, very natural. So here we are. Now the little white cast that you guys see around the hairline, I will show you how to get rid of that. After we do our baby hairs, you will see the method that I do to get rid of that. So I'm just gonna pluck at the top, it's like kind of like where the widow's peak would be if there was one, and make sure I pull all that out, and then pluck that side as well. I'm not really good at plucking, but I really do try my best because sometimes I overpluck, so I'm always a little nervous to pluck. And then we're just going to twist that off. Now to get rid of that white cast, you will see me pick up my Got To Be Glued bottle and prep my scarf. And we're going to take that bottle and we're going to spray right in between the rest of the hair and the baby hair that we parted out. And then we're going to put our scarf right back on and let that sit for a while to marinate and mold into the skin to get rid of that white cast. We're going to tie that in the back. I try not to tie them too tight just because they do irritate my head. And I get headaches very easily, so try not to even tie them too tight. But I'm going to tie that. Make sure you have none of that other hair in with the other hair that you have parted to the front. And when I come back, you're going to see me with my curled edges up. Boom. So pretty much take the scarf off, cut them to like 1.5 inch length, or maybe like 2 inches, and then curl them up with a flat iron. Here we're going to take a little bit of edge control, and don't apply the edge control throughout the whole edge. Just put it at the top where the root is of the edges that you parted out, and then swoop your edges as you would like. Here you will see I just do some regular swoops, sideburn swoops, and then just 2 side swoops on the side. And then with curling your edges up, it gives you that effect of like a wispy edge. And then later on, once the edge control dries, you can go ahead and comb those out and they'll look like fluffy edges, which is the look I like to go for my wigs. I don't like the hard crispy ones anymore. So I'm just going to play with that until the way I like it. I'm very picky. Remove some hairs if you have to. Cut some hairs shorter if you have to. But as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and make those look pretty. I love doing my edges. I love doing like all the little swirls and stuff. I had never, out of all the times I've been doing my edges very dramatic, I have yet to put the little diamonds in them like people do now. So I definitely want to try that very soon with like a high pony. So that video might be coming soon. But I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and just try to match the other side as best as possible. It usually never works out too well, but we're going to try. Because if you don't try, then you will never know. So we're going to get those to match up as best as possible. Edges, like people say with eyebrows, edges aren't twins. They're more of like sisters, cousins. So you never want them to really, really fully match each other. And then if you have to, pull some more hair out and then just swoop it. Swoop, swoop, swoop. Swoop, swoop, swoop. And we're going to swoop a little more. Just to get that the way we want it to look. And I'm still going. See, I work to perfection, y'all. I will sit there for 10 minutes and make sure my edges look right. So here I am tying my scarf again to let that sit and marinate. Now I'm going to fix up my part. Here I'm just going to take some product. I think this is the e.l.f. concealer. This is a little more of the wax stick. That's not important right now. But if I can find it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to show you guys in a minute. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry. It's going to take a while. Alright, so I just went to grab it now. Boom. So this is the e.l.f. concealer in a little rounded eyebrow brush. And I'm going to apply some of that makeup into the part to get it to match my skin tone. And just make sure, and I don't put like a mad of the product, like a ton of the product on there. I just do enough to make sure I cover just the tip point of the brush, just to get that in there. And then I'm also going to take some black eyeshadow on that same brush just to clean up the part and make it look straight. So I just go down in a straight line to clean up the part and make it look as crisp and straight as possible. So here I am. I'm gonna put, or I'll take like, sometimes I'll do this too. I'll take like a powder brush and I'll put the comb in the middle of the part and then take the powder and pat it on the top over the comb. And it'll give me like a really good, crisp, skinny, straight line that I like. So now that that's done, sorry, everybody's blowing my phone up right now. And do that. Put that in a straight line. Here we are. We're going to take our scarf off. And once we take our scarf off, I do like to play with my edges a little more, like I said, just to kind of like brush that product through and brush it out and everything. So I can have some wispy edges. And then here's the final product. I'm just going to show you guys the edges and everything. And in a minute, you will see me give you guys like a little up close. This is nothing too crazy. I'm just going to apply a little bit more of the powder into the part to kind of darken it up because it does look like super pale. Just put that through. Comb it out to make it look pretty. Make it look pretty. And boom, there it is.
Fix those later. Y'all know. Here's the wig. Here's it to the front. You have to detangle it just a tad bit. This hair is gonna get wrapped around my industrial like it's crazy, but with pain comes beauty. And there is the finished product, kind of all combed out and perfect, how we want it. Like I said, with synthetics it will tangle up, but a tangle is nothing that we can't fix. I love it. I'm just going to wait for my forehead to die down and not be as red. I might take my edges back and not do any. It depends on how I feel. But I'm going to spray some free spray on it and scarf it up. And that's the look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I do recommend this hair, so y'all better go ahead and cop. So I'm going to peace out because my friend is calling me, so we can go ahead and head out. So